David Benavidez is willing to move up to 175 for Beterbiev, Bivol, and Ramirez fights. Wow. Let's talk about that.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex the live is 1 in the 6. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Found this article interesting in boxing scene. Link will be in the description, as usual. David Benavidez is willing to move up to 175 for Beterbiev, Bivol, and Ramirez fights. Now, those are some major names. Those are some major names at 175. Okay? So let's see what he had to say. It says here, Benavidez is ready for his major breakthrough, but marquee matchups still seem to escape him. Okay? To land a career-defining fight as he desires, the 168 knockout artist is willing to move up to 175 to take on the light heavyweight champions and top contenders. Father and trainer Jose Benavidez Sr. told BoxingScene.com in an interview, David is an animal. He trains super hard. He's focused and disciplined. Now he is. We'll get to that in a minute because we gotta keep it 100. All right. We want to stay active and keep advancing. We'll fight anybody in order to make history. We're always in the gym and staying ready, said Benavidez Sr. If Artur Beterbiev is presented to us, we'll definitely take it. Whoa. Okay. General Zard, that's what I call him. Artur Beterbiev is General Zard. That man is a murderer. It says, we are open to testing the waters around 175. I would also love to fight with Dmitry Bivol. Okay. They have sparred before. We've seen pictures. I've seen a picture. And let me tell you, David he looked bigger than Bivol. He did. And we'll get to that in a second. All right. Gilberto Ramirez is another fight we want. Zerto. It's another great fight, man. He said we are ready. If no one wants to fight at 168, we're going to have to move and bounce back and back up and down. We're ready to test our skills and give the fans the fights that they want. He's saying the right things right here. I'm interested. The 25-year-old Benavidez, 26 wins, 0 losses, 23 knockouts, is a former 2-time super middleweight champion who has lost titles outside of the ring due to substance abuse and missing weight. Now, for those of you that don't know, he tested positive, I believe it was for, that white powder. And he also lost his titles because he missed weight. All right? But, past the past, right? Okay, let's move forward. Benavidez has bounced back after his setbacks over his last 3 fights dating back to March of 2021. Most recently, he stopped David Lemieux inside of 3 rounds. That was pretty impressive. David Lemieux is a hard puncher, tough guy. And salute to him. I know he had a tragic loss in his family. The man lost his father. I did a video about that. But salute to David Lemieux. Hope everybody's fine, him and his family. What does he say here? He said people don't want to fight him. The Charlos don't want to fight him. He said both of them, not Jamal. He said both of them. The Charlos, plural, don't want to fight him. Caleb Plant doesn't want to fight him. David Morrell doesn't want to fight him. Demetrius Andrade doesn't want to fight him. At the end of the day, we can't force these guys to fight David, Benavidez Sr. said. He says also here they had a handshake agreement with David Morrell's team. Wow. The Cuban upstart, they want to fight him later this year. It says right here, but the deal ultimately fell through. Holy cow. All right, well, it's a handshake, but you know how that goes. Benavidez wants to fight one more time this year by either November or December, and he's willing to take risks to do so. Well, he's 25. The clock is ticking. He has a lot of skills. This is his father talking now. He has a lot of skills that people haven't seen yet. People say he can't box. Well, he hasn't had the need to box. He's been stronger than his opponents, said Benavidez Sr. And yeah, he has. That's why people call him a weight bully. But hey, man, if he could make the weight comfortably and perform on fight night, you can't call him a weight bully. He's doing what he needs to do. With Beterbiev, you have to move around. You just can't come forward. That guy hits hard. Yes, General Zod hits hard. He's super smart and very intelligent. For somebody like that, we have to be super careful. And I'm glad they acknowledge that. They're not coming in here talking about we're going to steamroll everything. No, they know what time it is with Beterbiev. They said they have to be super careful. We will have to box and use the jab and head movement and use some angles. So notice that Beterbiev, there's approach with caution. Okay? So they understand that. People want to see these fights. They want to see the fights that are dangerous. One loss doesn't mean anything in our minds. He's a warrior and willing to take risks and risk his undefeated record. That is the article. Link will be in the description. Here's my opinion. I like what they're saying. Okay. I chose this picture because, I mean, look, man. The 168 straps, they're all held by Canelo Alvarez. This is a sidebar. I don't like these fighters who used to own belts. I mean, once they have a belt and either they lose it or, you know, they just move to another division, it's obvious that they keep like replicas of their belts. They don't just give them back to whatever sanctioning body they got it from. And these guys be walking to the ring with all these belts, man. Now, forgive me if I'm not mistaken, he does hold some sort of belt for the WBC. I don't know what it is. I'm on Boxing Scene right now. His name is right under Saul Canelo Alvarez. And it has a belt next to it. I really don't care about those. When you're trying to explain these things to people that want to get into boxing and trying to understand it, it's hard enough explaining that there's 4 major sanctions, man. They're like, what? What happened to world champion? Yeah, well, there's a WBC, there's an IBF, there's a WBO, there's a WBA. They're like, whoa, what is this? And trying to make them understand that. So for the first time, if you see a guy like Benavidez walk to the ring and he has these straps, you're going to assume he's a champion. He's not. Canelo's a champion at 168. What the hell is he doing with these belts? We just watched Teofimo Lopez walk to the ring the other night. His first fight at 140, and he's walking to the ring with these belts. He's not a champion. Before he left 135, he lost all of his jewelry to George Camboza. But he's walking to the ring with these belts, man. It confuses people, and that's just a sidebar. I want people to stop doing that. This is no shade to David, but I just want that was just a little brief rant. Everything else he's saying, I agree with. For the most part. Okay, he says Caleb Plant don't want to fight. Fine. Well, Caleb Plant has a date coming up, I believe, against Anthony Durrell. I believe. If I could be wrong, got to look that up. I think it's on the Wilder Helenius undercard. I think. I'm not sure. Who else he said? David Morrell, they had a handshake agreement. Basically, he's saying he don't want no smoke. Canelo Alvarez, he said, I don't want to fight any more Mexican fighters. Meanwhile, he's American. David Benavidez is American, but I ain't want to go there. Everybody else it's not worth it. Daniel Jacobs, no. John Ryder, no. Rocky Fielding, no. I'm looking at Edgar Berlanga there. No, not if Edgar wants to get set back about a year or two. I don't think he's ready for David Benavidez. That's just my opinion. Triple G is tied up with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, granted, if Saul wins, he's still not going to fight Benavidez because he says he's going to try and go for Bivol. So is it safe to say that Benavidez has been, dare I say, frozen out of super middleweight? Can we say that? Y'all let me know. Has he been frozen out? let me know. But at 175, he mentioned the major names. Beterbiev, Bivol, you know what I mean? Ramirez, who has a date with Bivol. Want to see how that turns out. And when he comes in to the WBC at 175, he's not a champion. He don't have no belt with the WBO. Because, you know, if you're a champion at the WBO and you move in, I mean, you move up, right? I believe, and again, y'all, I don't know everything. And sometimes I forget certain things, so I don't mind being corrected. If you're a champion in the lighter division in the WBO and you move up, can't you automatically get a shot at the champion? Yes, I believe it's yes, you can. Right? You can automatically get that shot. Didn't Bud Crawford do that? Y'all like the setup, right? Didn't Bud do that with Jeff Horn with the help of Bob Arum? Didn't he do that? That's exactly what he did. Surprise, huh? So, but you see, he man, and this is why I look at Canelo. I'm like, man, you chose Bivol because you thought it was sweet. You could have easily came up because you was undisputed, right? You could have easily came up before Beterbiev. I text John Sclee and I said, y'all gonna get the call? He said, doubt it. And he chose Bivol, and it wasn't safe over there. You see, Bivol just outboxed you. Beterbiev would have beat you. He'd have made you second think your career. Like, you know what? I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be doing this anymore. I have enough money. I'm already going to Hall of Fame. I'm just going to hang it up here. But I think it's a good move for Benavidez, because what else is he going to do? So I don't know if he's going to jump the line. He's calling out names, but he's going to have to come in, and you would think, new at 175, you would think. I mean, I don't know. Do some of these do these sanctions factor in rankings? I can't imagine, because everybody on these rankings, in the regular rankings, they fought for their position. So, for example, in the WBC, it says here that Anthony Yarde's ranked number 4. How the hell, is Benavidez going to jump up and get a date with Benavidez is going to jump up and get a date with Beterbiev? It's just not fair. And ahead of Yarde is Buatsi. Ahead of Buatsi is Bardalik. And then number 1 is Caleb Smith. And this is the WBC. Now, unless the WBC is going to pull some strings and do its best for business, which is what basically all these sanctions do. But the landscape at 175 is Beterbiev holds the WBC and the IBF and the WBO. Bivol holds the WBA. So actually, we're one fight away from undisputed. Now, what Eddie Hearn tried to do is he tried to insert Buatsi ahead of Ramirez. And the WBA told him no. So Zurdo's going to get his shot. Now, I don't know how that's going to play out. A lot of people are picking Bivol. So if Bivol wins, I think the next fight should be Bivol and Beterbiev for all the marbles. So you have one champion. While that's happening, I would like to see Benavidez, come in, he's gonna come to he's gonna go to WBC route. Come in. I'm just looking at these rankings. I'm looking at, let me see, 11 through 15. Fan Long Meng. Wow. Sullivan Barrera. We know him. Dominic Bozell. We know him. Daniel Aziz. I don't know him. And Craig Richards. I don't know him. Come up and fight a couple of these guys. By the end of 2024, we should have an undisputed match between Beterbiev and Bivol, or Beterbiev and Zurdo. So maybe by early 2025, granted on what's going on with the WBC, them playing games with rankings, maybe, I don't know, Benavidez comes up and has 2 good wins. He fights 2 times in about 6 months. Then he gets a Buatsi fight. And if he looks good there, if he beats Buatsi, then you can build the fight. By then, we should have an undisputed champion at light heavyweight. You know? And stop worrying about Canelo Alvarez. The guy's not going to fight you. But you know what? It's a fun little thought. You know what I mean? I like Benavidez as long as he works hard. I like a lot of fighters as long as they work hard. You know what I'm saying? And he's bounced back from those mishaps he had. And let's just see what happens, man. Let's just see what happens. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!